Hi, my name's James White. I'm also known on the internet as Preacher James, and welcome to another edition of the R&P Show. This is episode 3. Today we're going to respond to Dr. White again. February 26th, he made some comments about the LGBT community, and I'm beginning to wonder how many people throughout the years he has actually met who are gay. I personally, over the last 10 to 15 years, have met, I'd say, at least 200. And these people who are gay or lesbian or bisexual or transgender come from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Illinois, South Carolina, North Carolina, and literally all over the country. So, when he says he doesn't believe there's an actual community of people who are LGBT, what he's implying is that because people are different, that somehow you could not get a united front with all of these variances. And then I would point out to him that there are over 400 denominations within Christianity. So to say that you couldn't somehow pull people together who are Christian for a united cause, well, I'd have to disagree with you on that one too. So, the real root of the problem is we all want marriage to succeed. We want marriage as an institution to be a stable part of our society. And when people are, or I should say, when people stay together, and you know that Mr. and Mrs. Smith down the street got married 10 years ago, they're going to be together 10 years from now, or 20 years from now, or 30 years from now, what the people who object to same-sex marriage really are looking for is that security, that that stability. And they feel that if that stability is taken away from our society, that our society will crumble. Well, the truth is, people who are gay or lesbian are not causing straight couples to get a divorce. Now, I've been married for 15 years. Almost 15 years. And I will tell you this. The key to marriage is knowing when to pick your battles, being supportive of your spouse, and being willing to make sacrifices for their needs, and obviously the needs of your kids. So, in light of all that, I pulled up on my phone an article from thestreet.com. So let's look at where all these divorces are taking place. I have a top 10 list of places where... I apologize. Places where these states are doing well as far as the least amount of divorces. And at number 10, Massachusetts. Surprise, surprise. They tied with Maryland. But why Massachusetts? I thought Massachusetts was the home of same-sex marriage. It was the first state to allow it. I thought Massachusetts was the liberal bastion of America. Well, apparently they're doing something right up there. Let's see, number 9 was Illinois, number 8 was California. It's funny, both places are liberal. Number 7, North Dakota, that's a conservative state. Number 6, Utah, probably the influence of the Mormon Church. Number 5, Pennsylvania. Number 4, Hawaii. Number 3, Washington, D.C. Of course, I wouldn't count it as a state, but this article apparently does. Number 2 is New York, and number 1 is New Jersey, of all places. Isn't it funny how most of these places listed on this in this article are liberal states? Is it possible that things like education and even healthcare are some of the factors in why couples may or may not get a divorce? Could it be that if a couple lives in a place where they feel economically stable, that would help them to feel more secure in their relationship? So it's more than just the couple's sexuality that determines whether or not they're going to stay together. All right, let's look at the most divorce states in America. States where more divorces are taking place. Okay, number 10 is Tennessee, number 9 is New Mexico, number 8 is Kentucky, number 7 is Florida, 6 is Virginia, number 5 Arkansas, number 4 is Oregon. That's a surprise. It's the only one on here so far that's liberal. Number 3 is Oklahoma. I literally thought Tulsa was the buckle of the Bible Belt, but Oklahoma is number 3 on this list. Number 2 is Maine. That's a surprise. And number 1 is Nevada. So out of the 10 on the most divorced list, only 2 of them are liberal states. So, getting back to the whole idea of a gay and lesbian community, the true reason that I've seen why some people who are gay or lesbian aren't going to church, aren't participating in some kind of community, is because, quite frankly, they've been burned by the church. Also, quite frankly, a lot of it has to do with our personality. Some people who are introverts aren't exactly running out the door looking for a community to be a part of. But from what I've seen, in my experience, is this. When you get a group of people, and I'll use an example. I used to attend Cathedral of Hope in Oklahoma City, and the reason I went to this church is because there isn't a UCC church here in Stillwater. So I went down there on Sunday nights, and pretty much 95% of the people there are either gay or lesbian. And they are a tight-knit community. The singing is really good too, by the way. That is an example to me of what community looks like in the LGBT world. The worship is varied. It's not there's a wide variety of backgrounds there, but it's still liturgical. And for someone to say that you can't have community and be gay or lesbian is simply uninformed. All you have to do is go and look. I mean, not only do you have Cathedral of Hope, there are several churches in Oklahoma City that are open and affirming. One in particular, Expressions, is, you might say, almost evangelical in its worship. Very, they have a lot of, I'm trying not to say they use modern worship songs. So, and they're, from what I've been told, 200-300 people every Sunday. So the idea that, number one, you can't have community and heaven amongst people who are gay or lesbian simply isn't true. And number two, to try to blame these divorces on people who are gay or lesbian, you're just looking for a scapegoat. Truth is, marriage is not an easy thing, whether you're gay or straight. You've got to be unselfish. You've got to be willing to put your partner's needs ahead of yourself. And you've got to be flexible. And I would also say you've got to be willing to decide, is this worth fighting over? If somebody forgets to put the top on the top of the toothpaste, just if they forget to cap the toothpaste, is that really something worth fighting over? Probably not. If somebody spends some money that was delegated to go towards, say, a large purchase, yeah, that probably should be something you should work out. But life is messy. Life is complicated. And that's something that I don't think people on the right want to admit. So, Dr. White is a great guy. He does a lot of good things in this world. But for some reason, he's got a bone to pick with the LGBT community. I don't know what it is, but I really question how many people he's actually met in his lifetime. Because the people I know that are gay or lesbian, there's some pretty cool people, and they want to be in community with each other. They want to encourage one another, and so. Anyway, for more information about me, you can go to PreacherJames.com. I hope you have a great week. Hopefully, towards the end of the week, we'll actually have a full R&P show dedicated towards something positive rather than me responding to something that somebody else said. So, take care and God bless. Bye.